So we're back from our brief sojourn into the early months of the First World War and back on track with Dr. No-vember and espionage fiction and non-fiction. Hello everybody, welcome to and welcome back to my channel Book Time with Elvis with me Mark, and I hope you're doing very well. And I'm going to talk about my latest read for Dr. No-vember. Dr. No-vember being of course an event started by moi but co-hosted by some wonderful co-hosts who are all listed down below. And today's book was actually a buddy read I did with one of the co-hosts, Randy Ray from the Literate Texan, and it's by an author who's rather new to me. This is the second book of theirs I've read. Both books are available in the same Penguin Crime and Espionage series, these green-spined ones here. And it's actually book 5 in a series. The first book was The Labyrinth Makers, and that's book 1, and it's available in this series. This is actually book 5. It's called Other Paths to Glory, and it's by Anthony Price. I don't think it matters what order you read them in, from what I gather. And you know, I do think. Well, I thought it must be pretty good to have been included in this series. I mean, I think there are 19 books in the series, and so far only those 2 have been included in this reissuing by Penguin in the Green Spines. It's a Cold War novel that is tremendous fun, actually. I went in, expecting, of course, a solid espionage story, and I got something that I would consider to be quite a rich experience, actually. It's a clever, layered mystery that blends wartime history, archaeology, and spycraft in a way that perhaps few authors could pull off. I can't really say if it's something, a particular specialty of Anthony Price, because as I say, it's only the second book I've read. Other Paths to Glory was published in 1974. It's one of the, as I said, early entries into the series of Dr. David Audley. It's the David Audley series, book 5 to be precise, though it does stand, I think, on its own as a standalone. We follow here a historian, not a field agent, and interestingly, David Audley, sorry, who the series is named after, he's not in it that much. He's not in it a huge amount. It follows more this historian, Peter Mitchell, who is interested in the First World War. So actually, we're kind of heading back to the First World War in this video, because he is kind of related to what happened in one particular battle in World War One. So as I say, the main character is a historian. He becomes entangled in a web of intrigue after a World War One colleague of his, researcher colleague of his, is murdered, and there are at least 4 or 5 other murders, all related to these this suspicious goings on at this old battlefield in France. Price spins a story that bridges the past with the present, of course their present, the 1970s, from the mud of the Somme to the shadowy corridors of British military intelligence, this time the Ministry of Defence. What makes this great fun is how unapologetically bookish it is. The characters quote history, they argue about maps, they trade classical references all the time, and it somehow never feels pretentious. He writes with wit and with intelligence and with a dry charm, a dry British charm, one can say, that keeps everything buoyant and engaging. Is it a thinking person's thriller? Yeah, I suppose to some degree it is, but it moves along beautifully, and once you settle into its rhythm, you'll get lost into it for sure. Price's prose has that kind of crisp, clipped precision of 1970s British spy fiction, all understatement and irony. Again, no flashy agents in this book. Beneath it, though, there is warmth and humour. Price clearly loves historians and academics just as much as spies. I think it says something that Dr. David Audley himself is a doctor, not a medical doctor, but again, an academic who is also a spy working for the intelligence arm of the Ministry of Defence. The book is definitely endearing. There is excitement, again, not really in gunfights and gadgets, although there are a couple of instances of explosions and things like that, but I don't want to spoil anything. It's more, the excitement more lies in the mystery, and it takes you a long time to find out what the mystery actually is, why these people are being murdered, why is it espionage, who's actually interested in this dark secret that is hidden in and around, or maybe even under, the battlefields of northern France. So yeah, I think it's a clever conceit perhaps on Price's part. It's espionage rooted in intellect rather than violence. Although, as I said, there are 5 murders, so I guess there's a fair amount of violence, and it has, I think, a distinct flavour to it. It's not necessarily quick or flashy, but that's what I like about it. It's what I like about all these, to be honest. I much prefer my spy fiction to be not flashy, but to be that kind of slower burn, let's say. The more kind of mind games and mental warfare than actual car chases and lots of love making and all that kind of stuff. Although I do seem to remember in the Labyrinth Makers, definitely his first book, there was a little bit of love making going on, but nothing in this one. If that's if that's something to attract you to it or not. But by the end, of course, I was smiling. I'm still smiling, really, at how elegantly he had tied this whole thing up. So yes, I believe if you want to try something a bit different by someone who you might not know, because he's not someone you see talked a lot about on BookTube, then Anthony Price is someone to, I think, give a shot to. Other Paths to Glory is probably a good place to start. If not, start with the Labyrinth Makers book 1. It's great fun, intelligent, atmospheric, slyly entertaining. So if you want something that is perhaps more similar to the likes of Dayton or Le Carre, rather than I don't know, Ludnam or Fleming, then this is probably for you. It was a real treat. Let me put it like that. And I thank Randy for reading it with me. So if you have read it, or if you've read anything else by Price, do let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider maybe giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. So thank you very much, everybody. Until next time, do take care and happy reading. All the best. Cheerio.